everybody. No, this is not a Macho Man Randy Savage tribute show. It is a bad hair day. So it's not a tribute for him. It's a bad hair day. Welcome to the illumiNERDI Wrestling Order. I am Jay, of course. And tonight it's just me and Pumps. They are
Just the two
in
of
a
us.
friendly asylum, yo. Nate is in parts unknown taking care of some business. So we're going to hold the fort down for him. We're going to talk about the road to WrestleMania. We're going to talk a little AEW business. We're going to talk about New Japan. I'm sure maybe we'll pull some toys out and all the good stuff for pro wrestling. But before we get started, let me bring in my man Pumps, who's still gloriously stashed. It has survived another week. How does the stash keep surviving from week to week?
I don't know. It's a miracle, but I take it day by day. So I'm just happy to be here with electricity and internet because we had some pretty bad storms and the threat of tornadoes. But thankfully for me, they went north. Too bad for you, Kentucky. But hey, what are you going to do?
Hey, I clicked my heels 3 times and said there's no place like home. Then that's why you guys are all safe.
Well, I appreciate
and
it.
All good to talk about some pro wrestling. But yeah, we're not here. We have no Nate tonight. Thank you, folks in the chat, for joining us as usual. We love you for it. Tell a friend, bring a friend. And yeah, where do we start? Do we start with the road to WrestleMania, or do we want to talk about the little shakeup, the Big Show, or do we even call him the Big Show anymore? Heading over to AEW. Let's start with that, Pumps, because as our historian on the show, our official, unofficial historian, the Big Show going to AEW, that's a big deal.
It is, and I think a lot of it had to do with the Netflix / WWE production, the Big Show getting canceled. I'm assuming that's what freed him up, on top of his contract being up, obviously. I think they said his contract ended on that Raw Legends night, and there was some rumors that he wasn't very happy with how he was treated, just getting run down by Randy Orton. So yeah, big move. Pretty shocking this week. I don't know why they just announced it and didn't have it as a surprise, especially since I don't remember seeing him on Dynamite, but I didn't watch the whole show, full disclosure. So yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I know why they would announce it, but I think it would have probably been better if he would have just showed up.
For sure. I mean, that's crazy. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to make some room under the salary cap or whatnot. Maybe Peacock was like, yo, let him go. Let him do something else. We can't take all the old timers with us. So you pick a few. And if we talk about the hierarchy of the old timers over at WWE, we always know it's going to be the one whose name we do not speak of. Stone Cold. You know, the usual, how the Undertaker.
Yeah, HBK. Yeah,
we know who's gonna go.
Yeah.
And the Big Show, I feel like the Big Show, they was jobbing him even in the retirement stage of his life, running him out there to take bumps at his age and all that stuff. And I don't know. I hope this is a great move for him because he deserves it. He's put his years in.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it's both. He's going to start on commentary, and it is a full-time, like, active contract from what I've been seeing. So, I mean, there's some money to be made there with him and, like, a Lance Archer, or even, you know, they got the Butcher, who's another big guy, Will Hobbs, Brian Cage. I mean, there's money there. There's money to be made in those matches, so I see good things.
How do you even reinvent yourself? It's not like, say, a performer who's midway, like a John Moxley, who's midway through their career, where they can go and reinvent themselves and bring a new character. The Big Show's been the Big Show, Jesus, for 374 years.
Yeah, so since like 99.
And what kind of a character, you know, do you make him a face? Do you make him a heel? I mean, it's kind of low-hanging fruit to make him a heel just because he's big. But what do you even call him? You can't call him big anything. They probably gave him some type of marching orders like, you may not use big in your name, but he's big as shit. So like, what do you even do with that?
I mean, I would assume you'd have to go with Paul White. But yeah, I don't know. I don't follow him on social, and I'm not on Twitter, so I don't really know what his handles are. I know there's been a big thing with Ryback. They're trying to get that, but Ryback legally changed his name to Ryback, but he's a psychopath anyway, so that doesn't really count. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's got to be a baby face coming out, because that's just easy booking.
Yeah.
I guess after that, you see how it goes.
He should change his name to something so unbelievably ridiculous, like the little guy, or something.
Yeah.
Just like a blatant one of these to WWE. So, those in the chat, what do you want to see the Big Show do, or what are we calling him now?
Paul White. I assume that's his. I think that's his name. Yeah.
He should change his name to Saul Black, and he should go over there and do some different things. So, what do you guys want to see him do? As you guys know, who tune into the show, we all have our favorite things that we like to watch. So I'm not as versed with some of the AEW participants to know who he could, rumble with. Pumps, I know you know that better than I, and I know Nate is into it with AEW. I just know the very surface.
Yeah.
Of what's going on over.
Well, that's okay. That's what makes it all come together. Is you watch mostly WWE and I watch mostly everything else. So
one happy family. Well, congratulations to him, because who knows? Maybe it was a thing like what was that got released and they couldn't sign over there for a long time. We still don't even know what's going to happen with our girl Thea Trinidad, who was
yeah, there's the rumor online has been that AEW's really making a push for her, because her contract should be coming up, her 90-day, if it's not up already. So,
man, it seems like she's been gone for so long. So we'll keep an eye out for her. I saw some tweets, a little bit of cryptic tweets that she was putting out, that she was saying that she was blessed. And we know when everyone says they're blessed, #blessed.
Big things in the works. I can't really talk about it.
There's going to be some money involved. It's like the humble brag of all. It's like the worst humble brag in the world. I am so blessed that I bought this new Lamborghini. It's so blessed.
Yeah.
#blessed. So I have a feeling we will see our girl Thea Trinidad, aka whatever her name is going to be, in her new capacity. And I don't know, maybe she needs to take her husband with her, because I haven't seen Aleister Black wrestle in a long time, and that's a shame because he's quite good.
Unfortunately, he'll get the Lana treatment, where he'll just be in a horrible angle, but he'll be on TV.
Boy, they are real, man, Lana, that's a whole nother story. Yeah. They are really giving Lana a push, but you know what? I'm going to chill on the Lana hate train for now. I'm going to hate a little less because they got her lumped up with Naomi. I would have rather Naomi's gone to the Hurt Business, but she's just adamant about not being a heel, I guess. So,
well, if Naomi's on TV, at least she's doing something, I guess.
Yeah, true.
We'll give her that.
So it is still the road to WrestleMania. My girl, Bianca Belair, has finally announced that she will face Sasha Banks at WrestleMania, as expected. Shout out to sisters everywhere. 2 Black women headlining WrestleMania. 2 Black athletes headlining WrestleMania for the first time ever. 2 Black folks. Team Black folks. Yay. But salute to her. But you know what? I wouldn't have even been mad if they put her with Asuka, to be honest. I mean, I'm very happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy that she's going to compete with Sasha, and I think that's really cool. I just hate that one has to lose. I don't want it to be a count out. I want it to be a clean 1, 2, 3. But I wouldn't have been mad if they put her in the thing with Asuka, because she's got a lot of history with her from going back to NXT. So even though the logical choice is for her to wrestle with Sasha, what are the merits, do you think, of her versus Asuka versus her against Sasha?
I mean, you can't have a bad match with either one, really. Did you see Asuka get her teeth kicked in on Monday? Yeah, Shayna Baszler booted her right in the teeth in a match with Nia Jax.
I was just gonna say
Shayna Baszler was the one that botched. Yeah, I think she busted like her 4 front teeth.
Oh no!
Just kicked them right in.
Because I watched some of the show, but then I had to step away because things going on in the household. And then I caught the very end, the conclusion of this show. Ooh, I got to go back and watch that. Ooh, Asuka, I'm so sorry, sis.
Yeah. But I mean, you really can't, like I was saying, you can't have a bad match with either one. I think SmackDown probably has the better talent pool, just because you got Bayley, Sasha at the top. Raw, I don't know. I think Raw might be the better option though, because there's not, other than Charlotte, there's not a whole lot of competition.
Do you think Charlotte's going to come out and interfere in their match? Or maybe even Ronda Rousey comes back and interferes in their match?
No, I think the more likely thing would be we see Becky Lynch. That's why they're keeping. That's why they're keeping. Oh God. What Bianca? Yeah, that's why Bianca stayed on SmackDown, and they're kind of downplaying the Raw thing. That's just my theory, because it's been 11 months almost. 10, 11 months. Yeah.
So. Yeah, she looks like she's snapping back to shape pretty fast. I mean, wrestling is a hard business to make your chicken in, and to do that after having a baby. Salute to her, because but that baby probably came out doing CrossFit. Look who the parents
are. For sure.
Baby came out of the womb like doing double unders with the umbilical cord. Baby just came out. I'm ready to put me in. But I'm sorry, I'm so distracted by the idea that Asuka got her teeth kicked in. Like, I've never personally had my teeth kicked in before. I have had them knocked out in a biking. Well, no, that's a lie. I've had them chipped in childhood in a tragic biking accident here in the hood where I tumbled down a hill. But I've never had them kicked in. It's a story for another day. But I've never had them kicked in. Have you ever had your teeth kicked in? Like, oh my God.
No, I chipped my bottom one. Like, I chipped half of it. It's weird. Like, I still have it. It didn't go all the way. But yeah, I chipped half of it in a wrestling match in high school, so 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. But no, I've never, that's all I've had. So no, I can't imagine. That's got to be off. I imagine it's like the Cesaro thing where he had I think he had 3 of his 4 fronts knocked out in a match.
Oh. Shayna. I'm so disappointed in you. You are usually more on point, but things happen. But see, that's where I know I wouldn't fare well as a performer, because the day somebody kicked my teeth in, I'm going to kick your ass. As soon as these cameras wrap and we go to the parking lot where the cars are, we fighting. We gonna fight. It's one thing. Oh, okay.
I wouldn't tangle with Shayna in a shoot though.
I think Asuka could get it. Well, I don't know. Asuka, boo, your teeth. You just don't come back with the Roman Reigns teeth. Just make sure whatever you come back with is appropriate to your mouth. Don't get the large. Like, right. You have a small mouth. Make sure you get the medium-sized veneers.
Yes.
Like, don't have them putting you in there looking like Mr. Ed. Don't get those. Don't get those, please. Don't come back looking like nobody's ready to hear Asuka. And you can't say it properly. So
we don't need that.
No, nobody wants any parts of the extra large veneers. But yeah, other than that, the road to WrestleMania, couple of other takeaways. Bobby Lashley is killing it, because he was so bad on the mic for so long, and he's getting really, really good. I like the shoot he did with the Miz the other day. He is turning it up, and I'm ready to see Bobby Lashley do his thing. Now, to see how he's evolving, it kind of is making sense a little bit that Shelton Benjamin and Cedric are infighting, because then it takes the attention away from them. Or, I mean, it's letting Bobby really stand out and be the top guy in their little faction. So I like it.
It's sad when when the booking gets good, when it's like a lower card angle, because you just know they're not paying attention. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, I don't care what they're doing, pal. Whatever.
Bobby Lashley is turning it up, and I never of the 3 of them. God, I remember when they first started their faction, and they were doing a shoot on Raw, and Bobby Lashley was like stumbling through the words, and I was like, oh, brother, come on, brother, we got a strong faction. You can do it. And just week by week by week, he's getting better. Some of these performers like him and who we've been seeing him and Bianca and like the kids on the come up, when they get crowds back, they are going to kill it because they will be used to it and they'll have their flow together because they've gotten so much practice. But or it could be the opposite.
Yeah, I hope not, because it's taken him so long to hit his stride. I mean, 15, 16 years of wrestling. I mean, he took that break to do MMA, but I mean, yeah, he's been consistently weak on the mic since day one. So I really hope he can pull it together, because now's the time for him to make a run, because I want to say he's over 40. So I mean, he's in phenomenal shape, but I mean, your body has to break down eventually.
He has to. I look at how him and MVP and Shelton Benjamin, I look at the three of them next to Cedric. And Cedric is like 30.
Yeah.
Cedric looks like somebody's nephew compared to them. And it's not even just the size, just the face. He just looks so young compared to them. But, you know, salute to the Hurt Business. I'm glad they haven't really like broke them up. They're still doing good. They still need a formidable foe. Oh, if nothing good came out of WWE, they are finally breaking up this retribution bullshit.
Really?
Oh my God. So Mustafa Ali was playing valet for Hubcap or, you know, Mineshaft or, you know, whatever the hell one of the guys' names is in there. Manhole cover, refrigerator door, whatever that guy's name is. And he lost the match, whoever he was wrestling. I can't even remember that. But he and Mustafa had a fallout. And he's like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this every week. I'm losing every single week. I'm like, what do you think we feel like? Mustafa? How do you think we feel? So it looks like that whole retribution thing, Mustafa don't even need all them people. He needs to be kind of a lone wolf grifter, but you can't even do that with him because he's Muslim, and then they're not going to write it right. They're going to have him coming off like the Iron Sheik, but like inappropriate.
He'll be the new what was his name? Muhammad Hassan.
I see again, diversity in the writer's room. I know that a lot of people hear those kind of terms and they liken it to, oh, that's just a bunch of libtard nonsense. It matters when you're trying to write a story, because I'm a Black female. I can't write on the perspective of a white man if that's never shaped my life. I can have some general ideas, but if I start writing about a white man, they're going to be like, Jim would never say that.
Right. Like I can't speak to Bianca Belair's experiences.
Exactly.
And it's not because I didn't go to UT.
Exactly. It's like representation, folks, does not mean that everyone doesn't get a chance to play. It just means it gives it a more holistic viewpoint of the world and makes it more better and more informed. And so that the more you know, if we could put a little rainbow over my shoulder here, get on that, Shay, the more you know.
Oh, he'll do it. He'll do it. Romantical.
The more you know. But yeah, that's all. I'm glad. But all that to say, I'm glad that this retribution thing is falling apart, because it's always been dumb. And I don't know whose idea it was, but it's stupid. But enough about our friends at WWE. Let's talk some AEW and some New Japan and what you've been watching this week, Punks.
Sure. I didn't catch a ton of AEW this week just because with my work being closed all last week, we had to make up quite a bit of work. So I've been working some long hours. But I did catch the main event, which was Phoenix against Lance Archer. Really good, hard-hitting match. Some botches here and there, but it was good. No complaints. And this coming week is the big go-home show before the pay-per-view with the Shaq and Cody, with Jade Cargill and Red Velvet. So this week is going to be one you got to watch live because, whoo, buddy.
I'm on it. You know, last week was so busy for me. I didn't watch a whole, like, I worked every single day this week.
Yeah.
Even on Saturday. And I'm like, I need a break. So this week I could watch me some wrestling. I'm going to watch that. Let me ask you something. So when you look at AEW and the style that they do, more traditional styles, all about the stunts, less about the storyline and all of that, how much botching happens per capita compared to WWE? Because after watching Sasha's thing the other day after the pay-per-view, and she's talking about, the style and how when she was on the indie circuit, and when you come to WWE, is very, very different. The style and the performance and all that. So when you look at AEW, how much boxing goes on, and is it as obvious?
It's very obvious. It really depends on who's in the ring, because like in one match you could have Chris Jericho, a 30-year veteran, going up against Top Flight, who's been in the business 2 years. So there's a big experience gap in a lot of places, and I think because the spots that they do are so outrageous that when they miss hard. So it really depends. But I mean, it happens every show, but it really depends on if it's a tape show, because they do edit I'm sure they do edit a good bit out on the off weeks. They're getting better on the live shows, but with like a Ray Phoenix or something, the amount of stuff he tries to do, I mean, you can't nail it all.
Mm-hmm. I've always been the thing that has always attracted me to pro wrestling has just been the idea that, like, how do you practice for some of that? They know what the outcome is going to be, and they know how long they have to get from A to B.
Right.
But in the course of that A to B, I've just always been enthralled with wrestlers, and I've never had a chance to really ask this in an interview without sounding very naive and like a noob. Because it's kind of a noob question, but I really want to know like the more nuanced practicing for a show and planning your spots and working with the camera crew and to make sure they're there to catch the spot when it lands, and the editing, especially during a live show. It's not like, I don't know, maybe it's more likened to basketball, I guess, but in boxing, as long as you have cameras on every side and they're flipping back and forth, you're going to catch the action. But pro wrestling is so specific with, you got to know your talent's going to be on the turnbuckle to do this, to switch to this camera, to shoot it from this angle, to do all those things. And I wish I could just go and watch like a rehearsal or like the day before the big whatever, and just literally shadow someone. Yeah. And watch the process so I can really get it. Have you ever had a chance to do that in any capacity? Like watch the whole burn?
No, the closest I could say that I have knowledge of it is Cornette talked about his time in Ring of Honor and TNA when he was in the production truck. They would go over the matches loosely, and he would be sort of sitting there to tell the director, hey, they're about to do this, go to have camera 4 ready or whatever. But as far as like walkthroughs and things like that, no, I mean, I would love to see it, but I also don't know if that's something they'd be willing to share. I know kayfabe's dead, but I think that might still be the last part of the business that's sort of, we don't know how the sauce is made kind of thing,
Right.
But I would love to see it, absolutely.
It's mind-boggling. Like, I think of something like, hell, even those long ass matches that New Japan does.
Right, yeah.
I mean, that is crazy. Like, I can't tell you what's going to happen in this house 45 minutes from now.
Right.
And there ain't shit cracking in here. I can assure you. But these people are doing this for 45 and 50 minutes of just landing, or even just knowing when to take your rest break to pretend you're doing a pin and you're laid out because you've been whooping on each other. Like, the kind of relationship, I don't even see how you could work with someone you don't like and still be that cohesive with how you execute it, because you have to work together. There's just no way around it. Basketball or any other team sport, you just pass it to someone else. And but not in wrestling. Not in wrestling. So if there's anybody in the chat who can sneak us in. It doesn't matter if it's like an indie thing. We don't want to leak no footage. We're not going to film anything. We just want to see.
I wonder if Danny could shed some light on that. Friend of the show, Danny Limelight.
Shout out to Danny Limelight. He is making, what's going on with him at AEW?
I believe he was on Dark, but he hasn't. He's been shooting a movie or some promo stuff. That's what he's been doing on his socials. They were putting him over real big on this week's New Japan Strong, which was the Moxley and Kenta match, which I know we'll talk about, but they were putting him over real big. So if he doesn't sign with AEW, I think New Japan is right in there for his services.
We got to get him back on the show because he's really blown up. We need
if he'll talk to us.
Okay, we might be not.
He's not too big time now.
He might big time us. I'm gonna have to reach out to our mutual plug and our mutual friend and see if we're not too, the little guy for him to talk to sometimes. Other friends of the show as well. I don't understand that. It's with some of the. I mean, I get it, and I get how the showbiz is and all that, but so many of them follow me in social media, but then I reach out to them and it's cricket. I'm like, come on. You're among friends here. Come to the show.
This is a safe space.
This is a safe space for everyone. You are welcome. We're just going to talk a little wrestling. We're not going to talk about who you might have been in a hotel with or what you shooting up that rhymes with human growth hormone. Or,
exactly.
We're not going to talk about none of that. I promise. I don't know. Nate, we might catch Nate on the right day. Nate might ask some of that, but we're not doing it. We're the nice.
Nate will probably bring up some weird beef he has from 15 years ago when he got snubbed at an indie show. Because of course he did.
I love it. He's like, I was out there because we were performing.
I was doing my raps and he tried to freestyle at me and I was like, stick to wrestling, guy. My dude.
Shout out to Nate.
Shout out to Nate. We love you, Nate.
We do. He's busy and we miss him when he's not around. But so we've got that. What's this? It's so funny how random stories sometimes just pop up on the day that we do the show. And sometimes I come with my agenda of what I'm going to talk about. And then right before we air, I'll do a quick Google. And tonight's quick Google is courtesy of SB Nation. And it says that Big Cass is coming back.
To where?
Big Cass, the title of the article, salute to Manolo has pizzazz at SB Nation. Big Cass has been out of the spotlight for over a year until he made a surprise return to the ring last night to help his buddy Enzo during a Laureato Pro Wrestling event.
That is Luke Gallows' federation.
Oh, okay. The big man going by the name of CAZXL was looking jacked. So that we don't get the, here's a little preview of him coming in.
Well, he looks a lot better than the last time we saw him.
So it's funny, whenever I look at Big Cass, I think of Big Cass and I think of Carmella and I can't put it together.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think the last thing him and Enzo did was they jumped the rail at Ring of Honor during, was it NXT? It was NXT because NXT and Ring of Honor ran the same night, and Ring of Honor was running their Supercard with New Japan at the Garden.
They were doing something where they were acting a fool. I remember that. Yeah,
it was like a worked shoot, and Ring of Honor didn't even tell the boys. So that was the last business they had done that I can think of. And he was looking mighty puffy a year ago, and not in a good way. But so, I mean, he looks good. And, for whatever reason, him and Enzo worked as a team. I don't see him coming back to WWE.
They ain't coming back. They ain't coming back. Enzo for damn sure is never coming back. Never, never, never. Hell, I remember when they fired what was his name? Rich Swann
Yeah.
for an alleged domestic abuse thing, and it ended up not even being a legitimate crime. It never happened. It was like the wife made it up or something, and they still didn't let him come back.
Yep.
Like, even if you have the little sniff of that around you, WWE ain't playing it with you. But it's okay if you have the sniff around you with getting direct messages from and sending them to little children. That's okay at WWE. But if you might have been accused of domestic violence, that's not okay. But
that's a no-go.
Pedophilia?
Yeah, okay. No, that's fine. We can. That's whatever.
The kids,
the boys will be boys, pal.
Yeah, exactly. Just, don't send them your junk anymore.
Don't do that now. No.
Don't do that. But yeah, so that's our what the hell news for this week, or my quick Google. Maybe we'll do that every week. When we get to the later part of the show, we're just going to do a random Google to see what comes up in the world of pro wrestling. And so that is it. If you are a fan of Big Cass and Enzo, now Luke Harper, that's Luke Harper's platform. You said that.
No. Luke Gallows.
Luke Gallows. Okay.
Luke Harper is no longer with us.
I know, but I mean, the company is there. Luke Gallows' platform, rest in peace to him. Yeah, so if you're looking for him, that's where he's at. So with that, where do we go from here? The road to WrestleMania.
I watched New Japan. I was gonna say I watched the New Japan Kenta and Moxley.
Run it down. Oh yeah, run it down for us. I forgot that big match. See, Nate was supposed to be here to talk about that.
He was never gonna watch it. Well, actually, it was a 3-match show. It was only an hour. So I'll run down the whole thing. There was an 8-man to start, with Brody King, who used to be in Ring of Honor, and I am just so impressed with this man. He is like 6'4", just massive, at least 300 pounds. He's not jacked, but he's just a unit.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely look for him. And do you remember ACH, who went under Jordan Miles and had that whole controversy?
Yes, I do.
Well, he is back in New Japan Strong, still as ACH. He was in this match. It was pretty good. Nothing too crazy, but definitely check out Brody King, and it's good to see ACH looks like he's in a better state of mind and got his stuff together. Mm-hmm. Then we had Ren Narita, who is a young lion on excursion to America, versus Chris Dickinson. Mm-hmm. And I had not seen Chris Dickinson was the reason they were putting over Danny Limelight. I guess they had a tag match a couple of weeks ago. I must have missed it, but I'm definitely going to go out of my way to check it out because they made a real big deal about it. Dickinson is really good. He's like a poor man's Chris Benoit without all the craziness. Yeah. But he's that kind of built. He's jacked like that. I want to say he's a little bit taller. And he's just a solid technical wrestler. Mm-hmm. So if you're into that style, like the match that Daniel Bryan and Cesaro had, I would say that's worth checking out. And then, of course, the main event was Moxley and Kenta. It was just a super good. It was a really good, just a brawl. Really, they did some good back and forth, some technical stuff, but not too much. There was a table spot. I think Moxley probably wanted to go for the blade job, but they're filming in California, so that was a no-go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was just good back and forth, a good brawl. About 25 minutes for the match, and Moxley sold his ass off for Kenta, really put him over. But in the end, Moxley hit him with a hellacious DDT, and he kept the belt. So I guess
I miss all those traditional moves. I got to start watching that with you and just watching some real wrestling and not all the other shenanigans and dumb stuff.
Yeah, I mean I'm just so burnt out on distraction finish, roll up, 1, 2, 3. I don't know.
Sometimes
Or,
that's
oh
like,
no, the sommelier hit her with a wine bottle. Dang. Yeah. I'm sorry to bring that up.
you know what? To put a pin in what you're talking about, back to the sommelier.
Yes.
I feel like someone in creative learned that day what a sommelier was. It was like, fuck it, let's put in the show. That's such a great word, sommelier. But a sommelier is a wine person. We'll work it in there somehow anyway.
We'll make it work, pal.
We'll make it work. And then where's Carmela? It was her whole thing. And now he's following around. I mean, I know it's Black History Month, but now he's following around Sasha and Bianca. Man, do we need Reginald? No. Why does Carmela always need a handler?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you and I have talked about this before when she first came back. When was it? Was it Survivor Series? Was her big re-debut? And I think I was like, why does
sexy bad girl gear?
Yeah, but why does she always need a heater? She had one with Ellsworth and
Yep.
Enzo and Cass, and now she's got one here. I don't get it.
They should put her in a tag team with Mandy Rose. I don't like Dana Brooke's style of wrestling. She does some really kind of oddball corner moves, like it's her and that's the homie, forgive me, but her and Angelo Dawkins. I feel like they both have some similar ring sensibilities that they're trying to make the move look tight, but it's because they lack the athleticism to really sell something else. Like, I cannot stand corner moves where they're like, it's like a corkscrew clothesline and they're like jumping around doing a 360 and their arm land. No one believes that hurts.
Yeah.
And they both do that move. I've noticed Dana Brooke does it and Angelo Dawkins does it, and it looks sucky every single time. It's like, just I'd rather them just hold the rope and like do the shoulder in the corner or something like that, because it just looks so dumb. It reminds me of like when a little kid's like, "Mommy, look what I can do," and they like jump in a circle and fall down.
They just do a 360 spin.
Yeah, no one believes you got torque that's hurting somebody in the corner like that. And so with her abilities and her looks, I think they should put her in a tag team with Mandy Rose's fine ass. Put those two together. Let Dana be a singular wrestler, or make her a valet. She can still wrestle. Hell, put her with Mustafa Ali. He's good on the mic. Maybe they could do something together. I don't know what they would do together, but maybe like a outcast type of thing. Keep the same kind of look, the ring gear, the black, and the whatever she's evolved into. Put a whole bunch of, I think that's what they were aiming for with Retribution. Like, let's get all the ragtag people and put them together. But they picked the wrong ragtag people. They picked all the people no one knew.
Right, but, yeah, they picked NXT people that hadn't debuted yet.
Exactly. So it's like you're watching the whole show going, who is that again?
Yeah.
Put Dana Brooke with Mustafa Ali. Put not Shorty G. They've got Shorty G with Otis all the time now. But get a few of those stars, put them together. Like, they don't even have to be a faction. They don't have to have matching ring gear. They don't have to do any of that. They could just come out kind of like The Replacements, like that movie. And, sometimes they win, sometimes they don't. Make them some real deal baby faces where it's a little bit of comedic. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I
don't see Dana Brooke getting baby face love, though.
She's not getting love either way.
True.
She was doing better when she was with Titus Worldwide.
Yeah, that's true.
It was better then. It was better then, but at least her and Mandy are really good looking. They could do something together. Like, put the Iconics back together. Put them together. Who is Sonya Deville is doing whatever they got her doing, which is cool. I can feel that, actually. I like what they're doing with her. And
is she back working, or is she, like, what's she doing? I've only seen her on commentary.
Yeah, they brought her out this week with Adam Pearce and had her like a Stephanie McMahon, but like more masculine, feminine, with like a tuxedo type of suit. She
Yep.
looked hot, and I can feel her doing that, making her like an executive. Maybe she has an injury or something, or maybe she's still going through the legal
Yep.
stuff with that weirdo breaking into her house. Maybe she's still dealing with that. So I like what they're doing with her, but yeah, switch them girls up, because what they got going is, if you're gonna give Lana a push, let Lana be by herself. Figure it out. Put those two blondes together. Put the Iconics back together.
Make
Let
them
Naomi
the
be a
beautiful
singular
people.
wrestler. Put them together. Go back. Sometimes you got to go back a little bit to the Divas era, because all them girls can't wrestle that well.
Yeah, like the TNA faction, the beautiful people, Velvet Sky,
Yeah.
and them those girls. Their names are escaping me now. But anyway,
Some of them,
also,
they just don't have the abilities.
did you see the new? I know you saw the new Performance Center stuff, the new class of the Performance Center.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of kids coming out of there.
Yeah, and John Morrison's wife, who was a former world heavyweight champion in multiple promotions. Like, why she's in the Performance Center, I don't know.
These bills ain't gonna pay themselves, and if the Miz is the champ right for as short or long as it's gonna be, they're not gonna put her with them, because she's not gonna, she's new. So I don't know. These bills, like, maybe Morrison's on his way out, because what's he gonna do after this whole Miz thing runs its course? I'm tired of that little tag team anyway.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
Miz don't need nobody.
yeah, but you can get a 2 month, an 8 week feud out of it if you really wanted to. I don't know. It fills TV time, I guess.
Yeah, it's still very lost. I mean, it's better than it was last year, but it's still very lost. At least the road into WrestleMania this year makes a little more sense. They threw in Braun Strowman and he became a champ or whatever, and
Well, that was because Roman couldn't go. Couldn't go with he just had his kids.
yeah. Roman, other than the teeth, I just want to tell you that I love you, and if you would ever like to go out for ice cream, I'll pay.
You need to watch Tamatonga. I think you would be a huge fan of
I'm
Tamatonga.
gonna look that up, because
He's
I'm totally down with our brothers from the Pacific Islands. I'm with it.
he's
So
Haku's
go
son.
check it out.
Yeah, he's Haku's son, and he's quite the talent.
Speaking of Pacific Islanders, do you know that I found out that Rikishi is always in the diner where my homegirl works? If you lived
Really?
out here, I'd say we should pull up there one day, and I bet we could catch Rikishi out there eating.
I heard a horrible story about Rikishi. Apparently, he's training Bow Wow to wrestle.
Yeah, yes. I think I put that in our group chat that night when he said he wanted to wrestle. But like, who's he gonna wrestle? Hornswoggle? Like, Bow Wow's like 5'2".
Enzo, there you go. Bow Wow and Enzo.
No, he can wrestle the sommelier.
There you go.
They put him on the pre-show. He could be in there with Reginald the sommelier, and yeah.
That
Bow
would
Wow.
just be awful. Which means it'll probably happen.
And salute to another week of Bad Bunny.
Oh, was he on again this week?
Well, he's still selling gear. I don't I think he was. I think he's still the 24/7 champion. And yeah, for all you reggaeton fans out there, Bad Bunny is here for you. He needs to just come up with some moves and swivel them hips when he coming off the rope. And
hopefully he doesn't lose his footing and almost die the next time he does it.
My Lord, have mercy. I know Vince is probably watching that like, please God, don't let this boy fall down off these ropes, because I do not have the liability insurance for that, because he's not or I don't know, maybe he signed a waiver. But
well, would he be in like SAG-AFTRA or whatever? I don't know what the music side of that would be.
I don't think they have a thing like on the music side. I think that's only for actors. But yeah, Bad Bunny, be careful. Please be careful. Because
Right.
nobody's trying to go to a concert with you sitting in a wheelchair on some crutches. So you be careful. And then there was one more thing with our Latino brothers and sisters over on WWE. I think it was Angel Garza. They had him in some weird match, and then he snatched off his pants, and it was
Oh,
just
he's been doing that. The tearaway pants.
I don't know. I don't know why. Usually I've seen him come out in the little like Versace or Gucci or whatever the suit is.
Yeah, I love that
And I've
tracksuit.
seen him take it off and start the match. But I haven't, this was the first time I caught him, mid card. I'm usually doing a bathroom break or something. And this is the first time I've actually seen him like snatch the pants away. And I was like, oh, okay. You cute. But I guess. Oh, and shout out to Apollo Crews for being a heel finally. I'm digging it. He's doing a good job.
Well, that's good. He's so athletic. And I think he's fairly young, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like, I think early 30s, maybe.
So, I mean, he's another one like, you're wasting this kid. Just do something. Put him on TV.
Put him with Cedric. They wrestle so similarly. Like super duper athletic, super jacked. Like could be a cool, if he ever breaks away from the Hurt Business, that might be a cool little move for him. I think they had a match together once and it was really, really entertaining.
I mean, he was great on NXT.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And so I think that is it. That's all we got in terms of the road to WrestleMania, which is still a little murky.
Yeah.
Still didn't like that last pay-per-view.
Nope.
Bring on Hell in a Cell. I like that better. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so tough now to do gimmick matches because there's so many of them. They don't have the impact.
I just never liked Elimination Chamber. I just kind of thought it was dumb compared to Hell in a Cell. Elimination Chamber there could be one Elimination Chamber match where you have a character who's like how Nikki Cross used to be when she was crazy, or the Fiend, or someone like that, and they're in a box, and if they get out, they'll jack you up. But putting them all in, it just never made sense to me. It was just kind of dumb. But Hell in a Cell, I'm with that. I'm always with that action.
Yeah. Well, I imagine they gotta do something pretty crazy pretty soon because the Fiend has got to come back for Mania, right?
Yeah. Yep. The ladies are set. It's just a matter of them playing hokey pokey till they get there. They could put her and Sasha in a few more matches as a tag team until the ladies are good. They got their shit together. But the men, the Bobby Lashley thing, he's going to fight the Miz. Yeah, okay, cool. But you still need to figure out, there's always Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton and all these kind of guys that are in and out of the picture. They've got to figure out what they're going to do with that. Who are even the men's tag champs right now? Sami Zayn and see the fact that I know who all the other.
No, it's the Hurt Business, isn't it?
No. Oh yeah, they're still the Raw champs, but I don't know who the SmackDown champs. I know it's not the Street Profits anymore, so I don't know who the SmackDown tag. I think it's Sami Zayn and no. It's Robert Roode and
and Ziggler.
I think they're the tag champs. Which is, I guess,
yeah,
nothing to write home about. But Sami Zayn, you are a great human being, and that's all. And that's all we got. So pumps, bring it on home. You are tornado safe. What else would you like to inform us for the good of the order?
Sorry, the mustache is super over in the chat. Shouts to Brian and Jesse and Chris and everybody watching, and my mother. Yeah, for this week, I am super excited to see the train wreck that is going to be the go-home show for Revolution on AEW.
I'm going to watch it with you.
That's got to be a must-watch because, buddy.
I'm watching with you.
Other than that, just stay safe, everybody. I mean, mask up. The Rona is still real. It's still out here. You might not know it in the South, but just be careful and be kind to each other and hurry up and get moved, Nate, because we want you back. How about you, Jay?
Sure, exactly. And all your various manifestations, they're all good with that.
Yes, blacked out, whatever. We'll take it. Come on. Come on home.
Blotto, bored, ornery, happy, rapidy, quiet. We'll take them all. We'll get like a wheel of fortune and see what it lands on. What personality?
Spin the wheel, make the deal.
Come on, no whammies, no whammies. So, but that was it for me. You know what it is. Follow me on the socials, Giandra LaBeouf, as you see it here underneath my picture here. Please follow me on all my platforms. I was in the Golden Globes duty tonight. It was very award showy. Was what it was.
Check out your interviews with the SpongeBob cast. Loved it.
Oh, thank you. Now that was super fun. Oh, that was really, really fun. So
it was an awesome interview.
Yeah, they were cool, and they were just the PR people were mad because they kept talking. I'm like, who am I to tell these men to be quiet?
Let them go.
They like me, and if they want to keep talking, they can talk. But yeah, go on Back Culture TV. Watch my latest interviews. Got more stuff coming up this week. More for you WandaVision fans, doing more WandaVision press tomorrow. Back with the director tomorrow to see how I can. It took everything I could not to flip off the camera right now with Shay.
Oh, it wouldn't be a show if Shay didn't get a mention. Hey, Shay.
See, that's from growing up with brothers, because like almost reflectively, I almost flipped the bird, and we don't do that here on this show because I am a lady and I'm not supposed to be flipping the bird at people like that. I caught myself flipping the bird recently and I was so ashamed, and then I had to laugh. But yes, so for you WandaVision fans, catching up with the director tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that at Black Girl Nerds. And I got another full week of press. Your girl need a vacation. I need a vacation. Need a little break. Need to talk to people in real life. I need a break. Real people, not amazing people. I want to talk to real folks. So yeah, that's it. So make sure you're following the illumiNERDI on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever you can type in the illumiNERDI. Follow it there.
Check out Nathan's new album at Nathan Haskell on Instagram.
Yep,
he's on SoundCloud, Bandcamp,
on all things.
Sugar Hill Furniture in Salt Lake City, Utah. Game Trader, Madison, Nashville, Tennessee. That's all the plugs I have.
And Shay, our illustrious producer, who one day you will hear his voice on the show one day, kind of like
before he moves on.
Omniscient, like one of my favorite movies is Dogma. As a voice coming in, like The Voice. So stay tuned for that one of these days, because he's no Josh, but he's what we've got, so we'll keep him. So with that, have a great week, and we will see you next Sunday.